I really want you right now to picture your life accepting the same things that you're accepting right now. Okay, if you're in a place in your life where you're not happy, you're not fulfilled, it don't have to be relationships. It could be in your business. It could be in your personal life. If you're in a place where you're not fulfilled with where you're at, I want you to picture yourself 5 or 10 years from now in the same place. I want you to picture yourself 5 or 10 years from now doing the exact same things around the exact same people, accepting the exact same stuff, tolerating the exact same stuff. And I want you to picture your life, and I want you to feel literally how you feel. I want you to multiply how you feel right now times 10, because the truth is, and I'm gonna be real with you, like I've always been straight up with you, nothing will change, y'all, if we keep accepting the same stuff. Nothing will change in your life if you keep accepting the same stuff. Let's make today, matter of fact, forget today. Let's make this moment right now the moment where we stop accepting the same stuff. I want you to think about right now in your life, like a personal change that you can make right now in this moment. Maybe it's releasing worry. Maybe it's not worrying about your past. Maybe it's protecting your peace. I don't know what it is for you, but I want you to think about right now in your life, something you can control right now that you can stop accepting. That you can stop accepting, because we can't receive peace if we keep accepting pain. We can't receive clarity if we keep accepting confusion. You realize that, right? And I want to tell you this, man, you might not be in control of a lot of things, but you are for damn sure control of what you accept. Today won't be a long protect your peace free therapy session, because I want you to get on with your day. But as the sun rises, and today is new, y'all. I don't care what happened last year. I don't care what happened last month. Damn, I don't care what happened yesterday. You can't control your past. And some of us were depressed because we're living in a past that we can't change or we can't control. We can't move on effectively because we're trying to change something that's out of our control. I know it happened to you last month. I know it happened to you 20 years ago. I know it maybe happened to you yesterday. But yesterday is done. And a lot of us, what we do is we bring yesterday's troubles and we turn it into today's struggles. And you've been doing that for the last decade. You've been doing that for the last year. You've allowed your yesterday to take the power out of today. Today it stops. Today it stops. Today you wake up and you realize and you operate in this moment and say, you know what, enough is enough. And you're for real about it. Because some of us, and I know this might be hard to accept, but enough hasn't been enough for us because we're staying in the same situations, y'all. And so this is the message that I want to give to you as we leave here today. I woke up this morning and I was in a place of negotiating with myself, okay? I was in a place of negotiating myself. I made a commitment to myself last night that I'm gonna get my workout in. And a lot of you know where I'm at, like I'm injured, I'm going through things, whatever. And I made a commitment to myself last night to say this morning at 5:30 a.m., I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna start my day with something I can control. But when I woke up, you know what happened? I started to negotiate with myself. I started to negotiate with the commitment that I made, with the promise that I made. You might say, Trent, what does that have anything to do with me? I'm about to tell you right now. A lot of you are at where you're at, okay? Because you have been negotiating with your greatness. You have been negotiating with your peace. You have been negotiating with your worth. You have been negotiating with your standards. I'm gonna tell you right now, man, in this moment, there's some things in your life that can't be negotiable anymore. Right? Your peace cannot be negotiable anymore. If it's taken away from your peace, free yourself from it. Stop negotiating with your peace. Stop negotiating with your commitments. Stop negotiating with your standards. Right? If it's making you lessen yourself, stop negotiating with it. Stop negotiating with them. If you know it's not better in your life, stop negotiating with it. Because a lot of us, we've got to a place in our life that's very unfamiliar, that's become familiar. We got to a place in our life that we're not supposed to be at, but we settled for it. It's because we negotiated. You negotiated your worth. You allow somebody to make you feel worthless and you negotiated that. Maybe somebody called you stuck up and said, oh, your standards are too high. You negotiated that. You lessened yourself for somebody else or for something else. So we got to get back into our life. And it's not being stuck up. It's not being full of yourself. No. It's saying enough is enough. It's time to keep them standards high. It's time to value yourself enough that you're not negotiating with anything less. Because when you start to settle for less, you start to suffer. And a lot of us are living in suffering because we spent a whole life of settling. It's time to stop negotiating right now. Make a decision in this moment. Say, you know what? I'm not negotiating with the things that I need in my life. So if you need ultimate peace in your life, stop negotiating with the things that steal your peace. Maybe it's social media. Maybe you've been negotiating with social media and hopping on the social media. And every time you get on here, you get anxiety, you get comparison. It steals your peace. Stop negotiating with social media. Get your butt off of it. Don't start your day comparing your life. Maybe it's friends in your life, right? That you know aren't good for you, that hasn't been there for you, that hasn't supported you. And you know your standards say, man, I support people. I want that relationship to be reciprocated. That's a part of your standards. And you've been negotiating with that. Today's the day that you stop negotiating with those friends that are giving you less, with those friends that aren't reciprocating what you're giving them, with those friends that say they're proud of you but never support you. Doesn't mean you have to kick them out your life, but you limit the presence of yourself in their life and vice versa. Maybe you've been negotiating with your health, right? Maybe you're like me. I've been negotiating with my health a little bit these past few months. And maybe you say, man, you know what? I can do this for a little bit, or I can eat like this, or you know, it's not hurting me. Stop negotiating with your health, man. Because there's gonna come a day, and I'm not trying to speak this on anybody, but I've seen it happen with a lot of people in my life. There's gonna come a day where there ain't gonna be no negotiation. You're gonna be trying to heal yourself from your health. So if you say, man, I wanna be the best me, I wanna be the healthiest version of me, I wanna meet a version of myself that I haven't met before, I wanna meet the greatest version of me, then guess what? It's gonna take some non-negotiables, and you gotta stick to it. Even when you're lonely, you got to stick to it. Even when you're tempted, you got to stick to it. Even when you're hurting, you got to stick to it. Even when things in life aren't favorable, you got to stick to it. And when you stick to the things and you stay loyal to the things, stay loyal to your vision, stay loyal to your dreams. Let me talk about this just for a second, y'all. And I promise you, I'm going to let you get on with your day. Some of us, we're not in a place where we want to be because we negotiated our dreams, man. We let somebody else steal our dreams. We let life steal our dreams. We let circumstances steal our dreams. We negotiated and we settled for less. We negotiated our vision. We allowed people who wasn't meant to see our vision to tell us how to live our vision or tell us what isn't possible. And we negotiated. And then we start living a life that we weren't meant to live, and we wonder why we don't feel fulfilled. We wonder why we feel empty. We wonder why we don't feel excited about life. We wonder why we just living day by day. It's because you negotiated. There got to come a point in your life where there's no negotiation. I don't care who don't like it. I don't care who got something to say about it. I don't care who don't agree with it. I don't care if they close to you or far from you. Because you get one of these lives. If you want to live a life full of greatness, if you want to live a life full of fulfillment, if you want to live a life full of peace, if you want to live a life full of alignment, then you got to stop negotiating. You got to stop negotiating. And sometimes when you don't negotiate, life gets a little bit lonely. But it takes clearing out the weeds in your life to produce a beautiful garden. I'm going to say that again. Sometimes it takes clearing out the weeds in your life to produce a beautiful garden. And some of us, we got weeds in our garden. And we ain't growing because of these weeds. Because we're allowing people to plant their seeds in our life. To plant that seed of doubt in our life. To plant that seed of hurt in our life. To plant that seed of fear in our life. Right? We living with projection, man. What's projection? People have projected them on you because you negotiated. You accept a version of yourself that pleases perceptions because you negotiated, and you ignored the self that is your reality. You have turned down your true self. You have silenced your greatness. You have kept your gift wrapped up because you negotiated. You negotiated with a world that told you weren't enough and you believed it. You negotiated with people that said you aren't anything and you believed it. And trust me, I know it's hard. I know it's difficult. I know it's easier said than done. I know it's not easy. But you got to stop using that it's not easy as an excuse, because you know it's not easy living the rest of your life as a subtle version of yourself. You know it's not easy? You know what's not easy? Accepting a version of yourself that you're not meant to live in. That's what's not easy. Living the rest of your life in pain is not easy. Living your rest of your life in a one-sided relationship is not easy. Living the rest of your life working at a job that you hate is not easy, because you negotiated. When you know your freaking worth, when you know your value, you don't negotiate no more. You stand on what you stand for, regardless of who tried to make you feel a certain type of way. So this is the model that we going in, man. I'm fired up, man. I'm fired up. I know y'all hear me. I'm fired up. I know Facebook, y'all see me right now. I'm fired up. But this is what we stand on as we go into today. And I'm with y'all on this. I'm going to start, join my text community, y'all, because I'm about to start some November 1st that is free. And we're going to go on a journey. We're going to do some Zoom calls, and we're going to hold each other accountable. Forget New Year's. If you don't know, we're rehab time, but I've been doing for years. New Year starts November 1st. We don't wait till January 1st. We don't start the new year with everybody else. We start right now, November 1st. And I'm going on a journey and starting November 1st, actually starting right now, we living by non-negotiables. We ain't living by feelings. We living by facts, baby. So make sure you text 817-242-2719. Okay, 817-242-2719. It is free. You can text me. I'm gonna send out some inspiration probably here in 30 minutes. But if you want to be a part of this growth group that is free, it's starting November 1st. And it's all about non-negotiables. That's what we call it, the non-negotiable group. Because we ain't negotiating no more with anything in our life, man. No more. We spend too much of our life doing that. And you know what? I meet a lot of people in this world, man. I meet thousands of people. And I can tell you this. Most people's suffering started with a negotiation. Most people's suffering started with a negotiation. They ignored their common sense. And they started to lower themselves to please, to make people feel good. They didn't have no confidence in themselves. They didn't know their worth. And that's where it started. You can pinpoint your suffering with negotiation. And so starting this moment right now, no negotiation. Inbox me, text me right now. If you're on Instagram, DM me right now and say non-negotiation. So I know that you're with me. Text me right now, 817-242-2719 if you bout that life. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you bout negotiating, if you're gonna sign up and don't finish, don't go text me. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I'm not on this just motivation stuff no more just to make you feel good. I'm here to help you create change, man. We're gonna change together and I'm with you. But if you just signing up just to do it, just to be a part of this, nah. I need you to really think about what you're getting yourself into. Because I'm telling you right now, what we standing on is non-negotiation. Ain't nothing or nobody gonna lower our worth anymore. Enough is a damn enough. We ain't gonna live unfulfilled. We ain't gonna die as a lesser version of ourselves. We gonna die empty because we lived a full life. And you can't live a full life by negotiating your peace, by negotiating your standards, by negotiating your principles, by negotiating your worth. And sometimes it ain't external, right? It ain't always about other people outside of you. Some of you have been negotiating with yourself too much. Oh, I can do it tomorrow. It's okay. Well, you know it's not okay, right? Some of us are living an unhealthy life, and I can speak to myself. So I want y'all getting in your feelings and start feeling a certain type of way. Some of us are living a very unhealthy life, and we writing it off as oh, it's okay. It's okay. Hell nah. It's not okay, man. Some of y'all got kids that's watching you. What you giving them? You projecting them on you. And I'm not trying to add added pressure, but sometimes pressure is privilege. Because pressure will make you do the right things. I'm off of here, man. If you can't be impacted by this, I don't know what will impact you. So go live your Thursday, but live today with non-negotiables. I dare you. I dare you to live today with not negotiating on the things that you said you're gonna do, on the things that you said you stand for. That's what I dare you to do today. Just today. Don't worry about next week. Don't worry about setting a goal for the month. Don't say, oh, this is my year. Nah, say this is my moment. People who create change and be consistent to change, they don't say this is my year. They say this is my moment, and they keep repeating that for 365 days. In some moments we will lose because we're human. But we ain't living in wasted minutes no more, man. We ain't wasting our life no more. We living in purposeful minutes. Everything we do is purpose, man. Dear God, my prayer for y'all as we leave here. Dear God, if there's no purpose in it, free them from it. Dear God, if there's no purpose in it, free them from it. Dear God, give me the strength to stop negotiating on the things that I know I need to keep in my life. Dear God, give me the strength, give us the strength to stop negotiating on the things that I know are no good for my life, that I know I need in my life. God, give me the strength. If there's no purpose in it, let's free ourselves from it. Like I tell you at the end of every single video, all right, every single video, it all starts with you. Thank you, Facebook, for watching me. Instagram, thank you for watching the sunrise. This house is in the way, so maybe I need to move out into the street next week. But y'all get it, man. Hopefully when daylight saving time, we can start a little bit earlier because, it's kind of it's 8 o'clock in Texas and the sun really ain't rose fully. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all, man. Again, DM me non-negotiable if you're about that life, but really text me, 817-242-2719. If you're part of my text community, you already know how we do it. If you're not, join it. It is free. But again, if you ain't about that life, don't worry about it. Let's get it.